It's no secret right now that there's one type of content that's been trending online for pretty much any channel, big or small, and it's something that a lot of small creators are taking advantage of. But ever since the Switch 2 came out, it's been strictly negativity. Now look, I feel like this is something that I can definitely talk about because I've been someone that's definitely been negative. In fact, I've been called a shill my entire time on YouTube for the last 6 to 7 years, but when the Switch 2 came out, I definitely became more critical of the console. Now, with that said, I can praise Nintendo when it's time, but I also want to make sure that Nintendo deserves negativity when it's time as well. And trust me, Nintendo deserves negativity. I'm not saying don't be harsh on Nintendo. Please, definitely do. They deserve it a lot of the time. But right now, the content pool is absolutely overran by Nintendo Switch 2 haters and grifters. And you can tell because it's daily, and I mean daily, negative posts about the company. Every year or so, it feels like there's a new algorithm thing that we have to learn as content creators. What is it that YouTube is pushing? What is it that YouTube wants you to make? You know what I mean? And you have to pretty much follow the algorithm if you want to even try to stay relevant nowadays. But this year's algorithm push is so different. It's negative. It's all negativity. Right now, the #1 trending topic for Nintendo is negativity. If you want to make it right now as an up-and-coming content creator, then post negative content. I'm not saying go do that, and I'll tell you why in a second, but I'm just letting you know it's what's popping off, and it's making other smaller creators and even other bigger creators kind of upset because they don't want to focus and shift all their content over to being negative just because it's what the algorithm wants. But I mean, look at these views, it's literally what the algorithm wants. But it's gotten to the point where it's kind of affecting every Nintendo content creator. People don't want to see ranking videos. They don't want to see you talk about some of the games that are coming out. They want to see you hate on Nintendo. So people are picking up on it, and yes, they are hating on a lot of things that I think they deserve to be hated on, but it's becoming this trend where every channel is doing it. You post a thumbnail that's some super over exaggerated hate, it's gonna get you clicks, and it seems to be doing really well. And you know what? Money talks. You know, it's hard to blame them. You know, if you're just some young guy making YouTube videos and you just started your channel and you just, you know, see, hey, everybody's loving this negativity. You know, I keep making this, I keep getting views, I keep getting paid lots of money because it is lots of money that they're making. Why in the world would they stop? Now it's funny because I was watching this happen real time. I saw since the Switch 2 came out that this was something that was trending. I've even made a couple videos where I was upset with Nintendo and I saw just how much better that they did than any other video on my channel. But did I continue to post stuff like this every single day? Absolutely not. It was an extreme balance of different things. Because where Mario Kart was disappointing to me, Donkey Kong Bonanza was super exciting to me. And instead of moping and crying about how trash Mario Kart World was every single day, instead I posted a bunch of videos of how they could make it better and try to make like some constructive criticism out of it. The point is, I saw this happening ever since Switch 2 came out. I witnessed it with some of my own videos of me being negative, even me being negative about Nintendo's big Nintendo Direct after the Switch 2 was already out. So in a way, I saw this trend happening, and as Donkey Kong came out and the goodness once again seeped out of Nintendo and started looking bad again after Donkey Kong, I started seeing more of these videos pop up from lesser known creators to even some more known creators, and I started seeing this before a lot of people online and on Twitter started picking it up. So I made a video talking about this and how Nintendo can actually end this right now. And of course, instead of people agreeing and even watching my video, they instead teased me online and bashed me for being a spoiled brat and wanting more. So what can you do? But if people even bothered to watch the video, my whole point was there's not that one big Nintendo game to bring the community in, to bring fans of Nintendo and non-fans, casual gamers and intense gamers all into being hyped for something like the next Smash Brothers with that hype, or Mario hype, or Zelda hype, or Animal Crossing hype. I mean, you look at the games that's out right now and nothing is really doing that. Pokemon Legends ZA is once again in this minefield of just being blasted, and everybody's telling me, Nintendo-land, we do have a holiday game this year. It's Pokemon Legends ZA! And right now, everyone's just hating on the game for looking horrible, running horrible, and just being an overall average game. Now, as somebody that's not traditionally a Pokemon fan, instead of speaking on it blindly, I'm actually going to play the game and see for myself, is it actually as bad as so many people are saying it is? But if you look at the rest of this year and even beginning of next year, you can just tell that these are all games that are going to continue to get grifted for being bad or mediocre because they're all spin-offs or smaller scale games. My whole point was maybe a big game could just draw the crowd away from all the hate. For instance, if you have something on the scale of Donkey Kong Bonanza, where no one was really hating on that game, I couldn't even find any trending videos of people hating on it whatsoever, because it was unanimously a really good game. And yes, everybody keeps going back to, we got Mario Kart, we got Donkey Kong, we got Mario Kart, we got Donkey Kong, but people are looking at what's next. Content creators are talking about what's next. Those games are out, those games are done, and Mario Kart doesn't have any content left. Donkey Kong is pretty much done, so everybody's looking at what the next big thing is, the holiday game, next year's games, and there's really nothing to generate nothing but positivity around. And that's my whole point of the video, was we need something to combat all these negative YouTube grifters, because if there's nothing but positive to talk about, they're just gonna look silly. But that's the thing, Nintendo has a lot to hate on them for right now, so people are taking advantage of it and just going hate crazy. It's like some type of twisted hate wonder event. And I'm not saying that any of these people that post these videos are bad people. In fact, a lot of them had reached out to me in the past when things were going wrong, or, you know, just showing me some love and support and care. And I've spoken to a lot of them, even some of them that I've shown in this video, and I agree with a lot of their takes. But at the same time, posting daily hate videos is now just feeding the algorithm, where any other sort of Nintendo video that's not some news related topic is just going to go completely unnoticed. I mean, I've tried. I've been putting out tons of different styles of videos, and they just don't do anything compared to hating. Some people aren't content creators, so they don't necessarily know what it's like, but right when the Switch 2 came out, about a couple of weeks later, this was literally what the topics that YouTube was recommending for me and what was popping off for other channels. Like, it's actually just tragically bad right now. And this is not good for a lot of reasons, because now it's forcing new creators to just play along with the bit and try to be negative on purpose, even if they don't want to be, just to get those views, just to grow their audience super quick. I mean, some of these channels are growing at exponential rates. And I see tweets almost every day of other smaller content creators that just want to post videos that they've been working really hard on and trying to grow from positivity and stuff, and it's just not doing anything compared to being negative. And I remember when I started YouTube, in order to get popular, you had to post some really cool ranking video or some deep analysis over a game that already came out, or a cool story theory for a game like Splatoon or something. And you guys that watch my channel every day, you know the type of videos I put out. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative, but I always go back and forth and I mix it up. I do tons of different things, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'm praising Nintendo, sometimes I'm bashing them. It's just how it goes. And if they're doing extremely well all across the board, it's nothing but praises. I mean, I've been doing that pretty much the entirety of the Switch 1 life cycle. So the Switch 2 has been a bit of an underwhelming console for me so far, outside of a couple, or at least one big highlight being Donkey Kong Bonanza, and everything else just being okay, or just not so great. But what happens when you make your entire identity about just bashing Nintendo is it becomes you. It becomes your identity. So when Nintendo does have a stellar year, like for instance, if next year they announce a stellar 10 out of 10 3D Mario, Luigi's Mansion 4, the next Splatoon with Splatoon Raiders, or, you know, the next Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, whatever it is, and if they are extremely well-crafted, extremely well-made games, they're going to have no choice but to either continue to grift, which people are going to hate them for it if everybody's unanimously loving something, or they can try to be positive. And you know what? People aren't going to watch that because they watch you for your negative takes. You are now known as the negative guy. And once you make that your identity, you have to stick to it. But unfortunately, right now, it's working extremely well. And does that mean that we should all just jump on the wave and be negative for Nintendo? Absolutely not. I don't think they deserve constant negativity, but I also don't think they deserve constant praises. I think there should be a balance, but it's never going to change if the audience doesn't change as well, because people are feeding into this. If everyone's clicking on these videos, promoting them and liking them and watching them every single day, then they're just going to continue to run rampant all over YouTube. And this isn't just a YouTube thing. I see negativity for Nintendo all over. I see it on TikTok of people just saying things that just aren't the case. There's a couple of TikTokers out there that literally have people believing that if you buy a third-party accessory for your Switch 2, it's going to brick. I kid you not. If you put on a Joy-Con shell, which is just like a guard for your Switch 2 and its Joy-Con, then it could brick just because Nintendo didn't make it. And people are believing it. Like, there's so much misinformation. There's so much just unnecessary hate because it gets views on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter, anywhere and everywhere. And I wish this was just a video game thing or just a Nintendo thing, but it's in everything. If you look at like any movie trailer that comes out, it's just constantly bashed with hate. Any new movie ideas is bashed with hate. It's just kind of the society and world that we live in now. And I think it's a deeper level than just Nintendo fans being annoying. I think it's more along the lines of we're just miserable people, man. But I don't know. It's very strange right now, and I think it's going to continue throughout the rest of this year. Mark my words. You're going to see so many people say Age of Imprisonment doesn't run well, the Switch 2 is doomed, or Kirby Air Riders is nowhere as good as any other kart racer, it's doomed. Metroid Prime 4 is a disaster, it's nowhere near as good as the other three, we're doomed. I mean, just prepare for it. You know, it's coming. People are already doom posting about Prime 4 and it doesn't come out until December, saying that it looks like it has a boring open world, that it's going to be so boring, and that they're changing the meta of what Metroid Prime is supposed to be about just because Samus has a motorcycle this time around. Yeah, it's already starting, so yeah, it's going to be tough to get through the rest of this year, but we can do it. Hopefully next year the algorithm changes. It goes back to just creative videos and stuff, and posting rankings and analysis over really cool, brand new, huge AAA games from Nintendo. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But have you been getting these type of videos recommended to you in your algorithm? Let me know what you guys are seeing. Are you seeing these type of videos everywhere as well? But thank you for tuning in, and have a blessed day, guys. See ya.